Hi, I'm Mike from Michael's Motor Cars, located in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. And today I have a very special, very early Austin-Healey 104 I'd like to share with you. Come on over and take a look at it. This is a car that I've known for quite a while. I actually purchased it a number of years ago from the person who restored the car and created the car the way it is today, and I'll come back to that. I sold it to an enthusiast friend of mine, a client up in Connecticut, who had a number of cars, a number of very high-performance cars also. He bought this car. He enjoyed it for a number of years. He loved the car. Sadly, he passed away earlier this year. The family contacted me, and I purchased this car back along with some of his other cars. So the car itself is a very early, it was built according to the Heritage Certificate. It was built September 23rd, 1953. It is most significantly, it is body number 237. So that's a very, very early number for even 104s. So very early body. It always was built as a left-hand drive North American export. It is titled as a 1955, and that happened frequently. The car was built September 53, probably didn't get shipped over here till 54, and it was sold as a 55. It does retain, according to the Heritage Certificate, it has its original motor still in it. The numbers match the plate on the motor, which matches the certificate. The car was originally, let's see, it was Healey gray with a blue interior. So the fellow who restored the car is well known around Healey's. He had restored a couple of Healeys. He also was a concours judge and would do judging at shows. He knows these cars extremely well, and he wanted to build one for himself. And he wanted to build one that would be fun and fast and have a little bit of a hidden performance treat to it, which is exactly what he did. He chose, this is spruce green, which he deliberately chose. This is a correct Austin-Healey color. It was an early color. They used it in the early cars and discontinued in 1955. He special ordered from England the leather that would go with the spruce green interior. So he was very deliberate with what he did with this car, how he built it. I want to pause for a minute and mention this is not a concours level car. So if you are looking for concours, if you want flawless paint and all of that, this is not your car. This is a car that was very well restored, very well built, but built with performance in mind and driving it in mind. We also have what comes with the car, which is cool. We have an original owner's handbook, and this is the original one to the car. It is old. This is not a reprint. I think it's cool. On the inside, here's some notes that the owner made. Here's the serial number of the car, which is correct to the car. And then at the end of the book are more notes, a notation 1956. So this leads me to believe this is the original owner. We also have original to the car, larger Austin-Healey service manual. This is also actually in very nice condition, and it's an original old service manual. Have two old magazines that have articles with the Austin-Healey 104 with some neat pictures of Donald Healey and some other cool memorabilia stuff. So what this guy did, and I'll go over the cosmetics and also mechanically because it's very significant. One thing on the body, he stripped it down to the chassis. You'll see when we do the chassis photos, the chassis is all painted nicely. It's all nice and neat underneath, but it's been driven. The car has been used and driven. Being an early production car, it has its correct aluminum alloy bonnet and its correct aluminum alloy trunk, the boot. So both the hood and the trunk are aluminum, which is correct for the early body number. And of course on a Healey, all the middle is aluminum. The wings and the doors are steel, but it's a little lighter than normal because of the extra aluminum. Coming across the front, he chose to have it look like this, which I think is super cool. He's got period correct Lucas driving lights, and everything on this car works. This guy was an engineer, and everything is done very, very well. Original 104 grille, which is in great condition. He also has Lucas headlamps, which are correct. So a lot of attention to details like that. Coming along the side, he chose the mini light wheels. However, these are true knockoffs. So they're splined alloy wheels. The spinner comes off and the wheel comes off. So they're the real deal. Now, then we get to the motor itself. And this is where things get interesting. What he did, and this car was built around 2016, 2018. That was the time period that it was restored. And it's holding up nicely. As I mentioned earlier, it is a numbers matching engine. It has its original plate still on the block. But it's full of Henry Welch surprises. Henry Welch is a well-known, Dennis Welch is a well-known tuning company in England. Specifically, they know Healeys extremely well. This motor has a lot of Dennis Welch parts. It has a billet steel crankshaft in it, brand new. It has full floating connecting rods with the pistons and rings from Dennis Welch. Most importantly and most significantly, it has a true Dennis Welch aluminum alloy cylinder head, but even there he chose the fast road cylinder head. So this is the highest level you can have for street driving. It is a ported and polished cylinder head. He has a header on it with a stainless steel exhaust system. He retained the original carburetors. He also selected a factory 100M grind crankshaft or camshaft in this car. So it's a 100M grind design camshaft. The engine itself, the flywheel was lightened. He has a harmonic balancer on the front. The engine was balanced so that it's a very, very smooth engine. He has Petronix ignition on it. He has a, let's see here, he also has a different distributor in it, and he has a high torque starter. The radiator to handle the cooling is from Texas. It's a beautiful oversized radiator, aluminum alloy radiator, really cool brass plaque here, and we'll take pictures of all these items. Hidden in the front is a very efficient electric auxiliary cooling fan, so with a switch at the dash. He also put a high output, smaller alternator on the car. And he upgraded some of the electronics in the car to have better relays to handle the lighting and some of the essential items like the cooling fan. Extremely well thought out. This guy did a fantastic job with the engine alone. But he didn't stop there. He kept going a little bit. Once you've developed an engine like that, you want the car to be able to stop. And again, he wanted a show car that would be fun to drive. In the braking department, the rear drums are stock and original to the car, correct for a 104. But on the front, he sourced much, much newer Austin-Healey 3000, the newer style, larger front brake discs. So it's front discs, brake discs in the front, the larger size calipers, and all of the brake lines are stainless steel. So the braking capability is much greater than the car had when it was built new. He also put a factory 100M spec front sway bar on it. So I think it's a 5/8 larger diameter front sway bar, so that stiffens it up quite a bit. He even went into the shock absorbers. They appear original and correct, however they are valved differently. So they're stiffer shocks than the car had originally. Even though they look correct and original, they actually actuate stiffer. So now we have an engine that's great and is wonderful and produces quite a bit more horsepower than it would have originally. It surpasses a factory 100M. The combination of that cylinder head, the balanced crankshaft, rods, the pistons, it's a strong performer. It has the torque that these have, which are surprising for a four-cylinder, but this engine revs. And you'll see, please take the time to watch all three videos. This one, and then we do a pretty aggressive driving video, which was really a lot of fun. This motor just wants to go. I was revving it up to about just touching 5,000 RPM, and the motor's still pulling. That's unusual for one of these, how strong it is. And there's plenty of sources to check up on the Welch engineering, what they actually do with these motors. So we go fast, we stop fast, and we have handling, but he also wanted to cruise nicely. So there what he did was he sourced a Toyota 5-speed manual transmission. That's installed in the car. and it is a true 5-speed transmission. He did take the time and he used a hydraulic clutch to actuate. So the car itself, this car came with a mechanical actuation to the clutch, and he upgraded it to a hydraulic actuation. So he's got a master cylinder and a slave cylinder actuating the 5-speed. It actually is a short throw 5-speed. It's a delight to drive. And you'll see when you watch the driving video, it's just click, click, and it goes into gears very smoothly, very easily. Also in the driving video, all of the gauges and instrumentation are working correctly. We have great oil pressure. We'll show you that in the cold start. The water temperature gauge works. The speedometer, the tachometer, everything works. The amps gauge works. And let's see, the gas gauge works. These two switches here actuate the electric cooling fan and the front Lucas driving lights. And this switch, let's see, right here, is the turn signals. The car itself, so we've got that sort of completes it. He's then got the Toyota 5-speed, which is perfectly, the gear ratios, the 5th gear, it is so beautifully matched to this engine and just runs beautifully. Also, as I mentioned, he has a header, performance header on the motor, and then it's a stainless steel, pretty free flow exhaust system, which has a beautiful sound to it. The car itself, he chose to paint it in the spruce green, which, as I mentioned, is an early Healey color. That was discontinued in '55, but it is a correct Healey color. He also sourced the leather. He had to special order this from England. This is the correct green that goes with the spruce green. It's a dark green. He did the complete interior of the car, beautifully done. And this is where it's very nicely done. He did a wooden steering wheel, which is beautiful. Has a full tonneau cover with a zipper in the middle, so you can cover that side and drive it just this open, which is really fun. And it has a convertible top. The convertible top has never been used. The clear plastic is quite clear. It needs to sit in the sun to get stretched to fit the car again. When I mentioned it's not a concours car, the shut lines are nice on the doors, the bonnet is nice. I can see where the trunk, the boot color, is a little lighter than the rest of the car. I think that was painted separately. It's not, the color match is not perfect between these two surfaces. It's quite good, but it's not perfect. And that's where I'm saying this is not a concours car. This is somebody who is serious about driving, understands these cars, and wanted to have basically a sleeper of a Healey, which is what this car is. In the trunk of the car, he also deviated and he put a plastic fuel cell. So it gets filled here. There is a facet electric fuel pump here over in the side. There you go, you can see it. Here's the fill. Here is the spare. He even took the time. The spare tire is a 5th alloy wheel. A lot of times people don't bother with that. He has the correct leather tie down right there. So, and the alignment here isn't as perfect as it could be, but we see this a lot on older cars right here. This alignment where it closes, that's kind of what it is. The car, I keep going back to it, it is just a phenomenal car to experience and to drive. I'll show you this side, the passenger side door, interior, just like the driver's side. On this, it's just gorgeous, very well done. The leather is like new, with no significant marks in it. The sides of the car are nice and straight. The stainless strips between the wings and the center section are excellent. Twin mirrors. So this is a car, it will be interesting to see how this car does. It's a well-restored car with a lot of clear thought went into, a lot of engineering went into the development of this car. It's an expensive, well-done motor, but all the numbers still match on the block. With the 5-speed, the disc brakes, this motor, it's a delight to drive. And it's a delight cruising car. With the 5th gear, it can roll right along. So please ask us any questions. We are loading, the guy who built the car wrote up a very, very specific, exacting summary of what he did to this car, and we're going to put all of this in the auction. So please take the time, in addition to looking at the photos of the car, if you're serious about the car, please read what this guy wrote. It's highly detailed. You'll understand everything he did to this car, and you'll see when you read it, he clearly is an engineering type, which is great. They're the kind of guys you want to, in my opinion, you want to buy a car from. So hopefully we'll find a good home for this really deserving, nice 104, very early production in the early 200s. So thanks for taking the time, and hopefully we'll find a good home for it.